Hello, everyone. Crow here, and this is a response to markvergeer's open tag, modern multi-communication, blessing or a curse. Now, first of all, I may sound a little strange because I did lose my voice the other day, and I'm just starting to get it back now, but I can't really talk that loud. Otherwise, I'll just lose it completely. But I kind of really wanted to do this tag because his point was that in his video he's got his iPhone, or I believe it was an iPhone, and you're constantly getting interrupted with it. It's a great device and everything, great for communication, but you know what, it could interrupt you so much. If you're constantly getting text messages and emails and everything. But I would say that on the whole, these devices, like my phone here, as an Android, is a blessing. And mainly, I have this thing not so much because if it's a phone. If I wanted a phone, I'd get something a lot cheaper than this. But it's because it's a little portable computer. Now, before people had all these smartphones and everything, you'd have people on their computers, with IM instant messaging. My point basically is that people are always addicted to technology, no matter what it is. So, man, trying to get my thoughts together here, and trying to think what I'm saying here. But it's the fact that people have that, and they it's just some people always have to be connected, always have to know what's going on. Even before computers, with telephones and stuff, there were people that would just spend hours and hours and hours just talking on the phone. And, now that you've cut the cord and you've got this, you've got, people that are always talking on the phone. And I know I can't go anywhere, anywhere out in my car without seeing somebody talking on that phone and driving around, or even people that are texting on their phone, or maybe they're just, they're doing something on their phone while they're driving. They cannot get away from this. And that is really it's just something that is with these people, these people and the way they're addicted. They have always got to be on this thing because they have it, regardless of whether or not they're driving or whatnot. And, in the city of Chicago itself, just talking on the phone and driving is, you can get ticketed for that. I think in the state of Illinois, they actually had to make it a law to make it illegal to text and drive. I think you can still talk on the phone and drive, even though it's dangerous, and that probably will become illegal, throughout the USA over time. Because it's been proven that talking on the phone while you're driving is as bad as driving drunk. Texting and driving even worse because you have to look at that screen. Now I've been guilty of getting a phone call and while I'm driving and answering my phone, but I've actually solved that problem. I've went with my new. I put a new stereo in my car. One of the things I was looking for, and this was like a couple months ago, one of the things I was looking for was to make sure it had Bluetooth. So, I get a phone call. It goes through my stereo. My music cuts off, and I can continue driving and talk without actually having my cell phone out. So, yeah, it's just making things a little bit, make common sense. If you get a phone call, if you're a text message while I'm driving, you just have to ignore it. It's like, what? If I get a text message, people have to realize that I'm not going to answer those text messages right away. And that's what I do. I mean, I have, settings on my phone. Like, I get emails on my phone. Every email I get on my phone. But I have it set up to where only a little notification appears at the top of the screen. No sound, it doesn't vibrate or anything. So, if I'm sitting there and I am not really doing anything, I could be out in a restaurant waiting for a table or something. I'll look at my phone. Hey, I got some email. Let's read my emails. Or if my phone buzzes and it's a text message. If I'm busy doing something else, I'll just kind of keep in my mind. Well, check my phone sometime when I have a chance. Got a text message. Phone calls I'll tend to answer right away. But it was to the point to where if I'm driving and I got a phone call, I would not answer it. Sometimes I would, sometimes I wouldn't, just depending on the conditions of the road at the time. I know I really shouldn't be, talking on the cell phone and driving, but I've solved that problem. But with text messages too, they're good for like quick little messages. I want to send somebody, you want to ask somebody a question. There's no particular hurry about it, so I'll just send the text message, not expecting an answer back right away. They'll get back to me when they have a chance to respond. That kind of deal. There's been occasions where me and my wife had gone to the store, the grocery store or Target or something, and we'd lose track of each other. And I'll just text, where'd she go? I'll text her, where'd you go? And then she'll respond back, oh, I'm here. So then, that too. I mean, I don't really feel the need to pull out the phone and call, hey, where are you? I mean, you could do that too. But, and the fact that this is just a portable computer, it gives me great access to things that I'm just totally glad I have. Like I have, a mint.com app on there. So if I happen to be out and, I want to buy something, a quick check on my bank account to see, exactly how much money I have. In the old days, I used to have to call. I used to call the bank and check for my balance and stuff. I got a car utility on there, so whenever I, get gas and whatnot, I put in the mileage and everything, and it figures out how much mileage I'm getting, and that's kind of a nice, useful tool. I'm just kind of scrolling through here. YouTube, I got a YouTube app on there, and I was actually using that this morning because I'd wake up, and, when I wake up, I like to lay in bed a little bit and relax, kind of stretch a little bit. So, I was in bed and watching some YouTube videos on my phone. You got the camera and the the video recorder on here, and this phone is actually really good because it actually has as good quality as my actual digital camera, 8 megapixels. The digital camera is, of course, a little bit better because you have the zoom, you get the flash, you got a lot of different modes. But, if you want to just pull this thing out and take a picture, the quality is really good on it. Same thing with the video. Twitter and Facebook. I don't really use Facebook all that much, and that's kind of one of the things that kind of annoys me. Is too many social networks at once. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, but that's just too many. So I just completely ignore Facebook. I like using Twitter, kind of just when I have the time. I usually check it on my computer, but I can check it on my phone too if I'm really somewhere bored. Got my game collection on my phone too, so if I happen to be out at a store and I see a used game, I can, hey, do I have that or not? I have over 2,700 games, so it's kind of hard to remember exactly what exactly you have. So that's a good thing. The other thing is the other thing I found great on here is the eBay. Internet. There's an actual eBay app. So like if I'm bidding on something and I bidded something on home, and I'll it could be out at a restaurant or something like that, and I'd see an email, hey, you've been outbid, or this auction is ending that you're watching. I could actually go into that app and decide, it could be anywhere and go, hey, you know what, I think I want to bid on this, or where in the past where you wouldn't even know until you got home. So yes, it's a great tool. I'd say it's a blessing, but it can be a curse if you let it be. If you have to always have it buzz and beep anytime anything ever happens, then yeah, you're going to be like, oh, I got to check it. Oh, got to check it. But you just have to have some self-restraint, set things up so it's not always buzzing, not always beeping, not always making noises, and you'll be good to go. But then again, there are some people, like I said, and it's just in their genes. They have to know what's going on all the time. They have to be in the social loop. They have to always respond within a minute to everything. And I'm just not one of those people. I mean, I've gotten some text messages from people where I've gotten a text message and I'll be like, oh, I don't want to check it right now. And, I'll look and they're sending me 4 messages. Are you there? What's going on? Are you there? And I'm like, you know what? I didn't look at my phone for an hour. Is that a problem? Okay. So, if you wanted to talk to me so bad, call me, because I'm going to answer the phone, but I'm not going to answer a text message right away. So yeah, I think I've been talking about this a lot. But yeah, I do love this device. I actually thinking back to 10 years ago, it's funny, Oh, the other thing though too is the maps. You get maps right here. I was in downtown Chicago, and I don't really go down there that often, but we were hungry. So where'd we go? We were walking around. You just pull up the maps. You can see what's nearby and decide where we wanted to go to eat. So it really does enhance your life if you let it, but it also can just interrupt you constantly if you let it do that as well. And I think I've talked way longer than I have ought to on this subject, so I'm going to cut it short. Thanks, Mark, for putting out this interesting tag. I kind of watched some of the responses you got, and you get some very interesting responses. You got people that really hate these things. And I was looking at comments. People really hate these things. They don't want them. You got people that do have them. And they're like, oh, why do I even bother? And then, another thing is you got the people that, with iPhones being so popular, that get the iPhones just to have them. And my wife's boss is like this. She has the iPhone, but yet doesn't seem to know how to do anything with it other than make calls. How do you look up stuff on a map? How do you text message? How do you do this? How do you do that? Those are the kind of people that have the smartphones just to say they have the smartphones, and they don't really use any of the functionality on them, which I find interesting at any rate. They're not even interested in learning how to use the phone. They just want to say they have a phone, the iPhone or an Android phone or a really expensive phone, as you've seen. I think I'm just going to stop there. I wound up talking even longer than I thought I was going to, and I'm really starting to lose my voice again. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.
She's a graduate of MIT, but she still has to serve drinks to men.